Good morning. Waiting on the other. I don't even know if I have internet because, and what happens is I only get a certain amount of megabytes or gigabytes or whatever it is. And then when those are used, it says you're cut off until next month. You just get it when nobody else is on. So hopefully nobody else is using their internet right now. So both channels go live. The way it is supposed to be is what we're going to talk about this morning. I don't know what we're talking about on Heart's Discernment yet this morning. Um, who knows if anybody will even be on because it is the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. Most people celebrated last night. I know we sat on our porch and watched all the fireworks. It was fantastic. I absolutely just got to sit there and enjoy. It is so hot here right now. It is unbelievable. Last night, sitting out watching the fireworks, I got up and thought my chair was wet. It wasn't. The heat radiating off of it made everything feel damp. It was sticky. It was so gross. But thank you, Jesus, for another day, right? So, okay, so this morning on the Morning Muse, we were talking about the way it is supposed to be. I just want to put this out here real quick, and I'll probably lose a lot of people in Facebook world or YouTube world for this, but guess what? I don't care. I mean, I love you. I would love to have you here, but the reality is I will speak the truth, and that is it. So this morning on Facebook, I was looking at some controversy about how um, you're supposed to love all sin like Jesus did. And I think I may have read that wrong. So I read it a few times. And I'm hoping that the person that put it on there typed it wrong because I came back and obviously said, no, hate the sin, love the sinner. And they agreed with me 100%. So I believe that maybe it was misinterpreted the way she had posted it, or maybe it was just controversial that she was posting against. I don't know. But the point is, that's what brought me to reality today. And typically we talk about these types of things on Heart's Discernment page. But I feel that anybody that jumps on here and sees me on the Morning Muse needs to know it does not matter what you believe in. It does not matter what I believe in. The reality is, we are all on this earth together. And just because we don't agree does not mean we don't have to get along. Okay. I don't like steak, except for filet mignon. You may like all steaks. Just because you like steak and I don't, is that going to keep us from being friends? Absolutely not. We just order different things when we go to a restaurant together, right? So, what is the difference when it comes to political views or to this abortion rights and women's rights that's going on? What is the difference? Why are we hating each other for that, for our opinions? Do I agree with abortion? Absolutely not. However, if you do, I don't have to agree with what you believe. I can still love you. Jesus hung around with the lowest of the low, the thieves, the the prostitutes, the whatever. He hung around, and that is because he was loving on them. It didn't matter that they were doing wrong. He still loved them. Okay, and that's what's wrong with the churches today. That's what's wrong with the Christian people today. They stick their nose up to people who they don't agree with and say, well, you're going to hell then. Guess what? The person that is condemning you is also a sinner. Okay. So I really don't give a rat's behind what your belief is. I am going to still love you. I am still going to be friends with you. It may irritate me because it hurts me because you can't see the biblical side of it. There was even a pastor who put on there, he's an ex-pastor apparently, because he posted, I wish that I was still a pastor so I could say this. And then he threw up all over the place about how we should be a loving church and show people that that it is their rights and they do have the right. You know what? He is right about that. We do have the right. God gave us the right to decide. If he wanted us all to be his little puppets, he would have made us that way. But instead, he gave us choices. So we get to choose, do we want to do right or wrong? And then you have these people manipulating the Bible and twisting it so that way you feel like it's okay to be a sinner. Guess what? It's not okay to be a sinner, but we are sinners, every single one of us. You are no better than the one that believes that you can kill a child. You are no better than the one that steals from a bank. You're no better than anybody. We are equal at sinning, but we are all worthy of God's love. We are all worthy to be able to try to do better every day. I see people jumping on and jumping off. They must not like what I have to say about this, and that's okay with me. But the reality is, just because they are doing something that your sinning nature doesn't agree with, doesn't mean that you don't love that person. Love the sinner, hate the sin. But then check yourself in the mirror to find out what sins you're doing that other people hate. We are not going to be perfect, but we can try to be better every day. We can try every day to just be a little bit better than what we were yesterday. You don't have to agree with me. It doesn't mean you have to hate me. And I got to wondering, why do people hate people just because they don't agree with you? Is it because you're trying to prove a point? I mean, I don't understand. I had a friend one time, back probably 7, 8 years ago when, one of those bearded guys' names, they Duck Dynasty. Duck Dynasty was on, and the dad got in all this trouble for talking about something, he said something about gay people. I have no problem with gay people. I don't. That's your decision. I don't agree with it. I don't understand it. However, I'm still gonna love you. One of my dearest friends, uh, Mark, I won't say last name, but Mark, if you're watching, I know sometimes you get on here, you know how much I love you. Doesn't mean I agree with your lifestyle. And I've said that since we were in junior high together, but I still love you. That's the way it is. That's the way it's supposed to be. Anyway, this friend, when the whole Duck Dynasty thing went on, I posted something he had said about it is biblically wrong to do this. And someone who was not gay said, "We just can't be friends anymore on Facebook because the things you post is disgusting. How dare you judge people?" I said, "I'm not judging people. I am putting out my beliefs." However, the actual gay friend I had loved my posts. So why do people get angry? Why can't people understand that it's okay to disagree? That's what makes the world so great. We can disagree, but when we disagree and separate, that's when it becomes a problem. That's when it becomes hate. And hate on either side is still a sin. We need to be coming together and hugging each other and saying, it's okay that we don't agree. I understand why you think that. And I can see why you'd think that. But I think this because it's biblical. So back this pastor that posted that stuff about we as a church need to love these people and allow them to do what they want to do with their body. You know what? God allowed us to do what we wanted to do. He still does allow us to do what we want to do. But the Bible also says, obey the laws of the land unless they go against his commands. We need to stop worrying about what the government is allowing us to do and not allowing us to do. And we need to start doing what the law allows us to do and not to do. But it doesn't matter what you believe because I'm still going to be here and loving you. I'll see you at Orrin Hart's Discernment in just a few minutes. Sorry, this is pretty heavy on the 4th of July, but it is what it is. I love you all. And if you're not over on Heart's Discernment, I'll see you tomorrow.